Welcome back to the National Defense. It's Randy Miller, and Baz Luhrmann is with us. You may have seen this guy all over the news. I mean, he has been just about everywhere talking about Elvis, and
Yeah.
the new documentary Epic, Elvis Presley in Concert, opens everywhere today, as a matter of fact. And
Yeah.
Baz joins us here in the National Defense. How are you?
Oh, Randy, I'm great. You know what? It's funny. And by the way, I'm honored to be on your show, and I'm honored to be. My dad was in the service, and I'm
Is
honored to
that
be
right?
talking. Oh, yeah, he was in Vietnam, actually. Yeah, in the Navy. He was like the equivalent of the Navy SEALs. Well, they call them clearance divers, the guys that go in and blow stuff up so you can sort of get on the beach.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, that's a job. And yeah, I'm great because one thing I'll tell you, Elvis says in this footage. He was going to go to Vegas and make the greatest show he could ever do, and he was going to go around the world. But he never did do the world tour he dreamed of. And right now, as I'm speaking to you, Randy, he's in 5,000 cinemas around the world, and he's doing the world tour he never had right now. So that's kind of make me feel like all the work we did on this has got a point to it. Yeah.
Well, and Baz, you've done so many things in your career, so many different kinds of things. I mean, you writer director of the Great Gatsby, which, by the way, did you know that's a musical now?
Oh, yeah, I do find out the musical.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a musical tour in the country. You did the Elvis with the Austin Butler, and now this documentary, which is just so amazing because and we're based, by the way, in Kansas City.
Oh,
Where
no.
yeah, so you went to the Kansas City
All right, all
Caves.
right. I gotta tell a story. So I'm making Elvis the movie, and then this guy Ernst was he says I think there's a lost reel of footage of Elvis in his prime in Vegas in 1970. Now I had the money, so to go to the salt mines in Kansas City,
Right.
where they keep the negative of all MGM movies. They go down. It's a bit Raiders of the Lost Ark. Goes down, knocks open the door, and lo and behold, 65 reels, all marked, all dust everywhere, marked Elvis, 1970 Vegas, 16 mil of him touring America, and Angie Marchese from Graceland, where I had or I was there for 18 months, 8 mil, never before seen of Elvis. This is never before seen stuff, but no sound, no sound. I bring it back, it smells of vinegar, which means the negative was dissolving. So
Oh,
we get it scanned. I work with Peter Jackson, all right, the wonderful Peter Jackson. We bring it back to such a quality. And then we found this audio tape. And it was Elvis, really unguarded, telling about his life story like you'd never heard before. So we decided it takes 2 years to match the sound up and to make this kind of quality that is just kind of hard to believe unless you see it. And we make the film, and it's Elvis just telling you his story and singing like Dylan, doing Beatles. Like one moment he's doing Little Sister, and then he starts Get Back. And I cannot believe, of all the things I've made, I cannot believe the effect this is having on audiences. Like they are clapping, they're dancing to it, and generationally. Like, I mean, it's like I got a text the other day, like I got a lot of incoming messages right now, like reacting right now. It's opening right now. The mum
right.
says, hey, I went to it last night. I took my two daughters, 120, 121. They hate me like an Elvis. They're like, no way. I said, you come with me to Elvis. I'll take you somewhere. At the end of it, I looked him in the eye and I said, I know what you're thinking. And they went, yeah, you want to see it again, don't you? And I went, yep. And he went straight back in and saw it again. So he's kind of unifying.
Wow,
No, it's
wow.
beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking to Baz Luhrmann here in the National Defense, the new documentary Epic, Elvis Presley in concert everywhere today. And when you found out what was on this video and the audio, I mean, you had to be like, this is unbelievable.
Yeah. We were not believing what we were hearing. And a lot of people are saying, like there are Elvis fans going, I thought I knew everything about him. I feel like I've met him again for the first time. And I'm more interested in a lot of the younger people who haven't go, I think he's a Halloween costume. Or isn't he that fat guy with the glasses and the white suit going, who is this guy? Like,
Right.
and they love him. And you know what? There's a section because Elvis as a young man is really scary to everyone, and all of a sudden he goes to the army, he goes and does service, and then he comes back, and his mother dies just before he goes in the army. So he's really lonely. And there's a really beautiful bit where he comes back and he looks just amazing. He's the most famous man on the planet. And he says, they say, do you think you'll give up on rock and roll? He said, no, 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 rock and roll. And he said, I've been Tinks for quite a while, so they rock and roll quite a bit. So, and he's just so witty and funny. And, he
He
becomes the
was a
most
very funny guy, a
funny,
very funny
goofy.
guy,
That's
and
what you
I
learn.
don't think
Yeah.
a lot of people get that about Elvis. And I understand too that the family now. Your first contact was, I think, with Lisa Marie. Is that
Yeah,
right?
we became very, very close during once she saw the film, she was very nervous. And once she saw the first film I made, whole family embraced me, and I even used to hang out in Graceland because they still had the house. And we like to have cocktails in the jungle room and play and have barbecue. And
Oh, that's great. That's
then
great.
she very
And
sadly passed, just after Austin
and
went to
and
glory.
what did they think of the treasure trove of video? I mean, they
Well,
had
I tell you
delighted.
what, it's a slightly different thing with this. I think Priscilla's going to see it this week. And, Riley and the twins, I mean, after they lost their mum, just after the film opened and became a success. And I love Riley. She's an amazing young woman, so talented. But it's a very private thing, this, because part of what we found was 8 millimeter of their mum as a little tiny baby, and it's
Oh,
in film.
wow.
So I'm leaving that to be with them. They're going to have their own screening in their own way. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. I mean, just the fact that you found that in the caves here in Kansas City, it's so funny. There's about 10 years ago, because Walt Disney actually lived in Kansas City.
I didn't
Uh,
know that.
Yeah, when he was creating Mickey Mouse, and they went in and found in those same caves, found all this archival footage of things that he had drawn and things that he did, and donated those to Disney. So it just makes me want to go in the cave and look around.
Oh, Randy, I got to tell you something, man. You're doing a big favor for me because people think I'm making it up. They
Oh,
go, "What are you talking about? Caves and salt mines?" But what they don't understand is that those salt mines keep the moisture out. That's the only way they can preserve it. But that stuff is crumbling. So we were lucky to get it in time to scan it. Yeah.
yeah. It seems like because I've been in radio my whole life, and in the 70s and 80s and 90s I did a morning show, but I've always played your music. I mean, you have done so many things over the years, and didn't you kind of dance around the disco era for a while there?
Yeah, I did like a show called The Get Down, actually, which was about the birth of hip hop and at the time of disco. You know what's interesting? In 1977 was the highest selling a year in music because disco was so big, even Frank Sinatra did a disco record. But over in the Bronx, these little kids, and I worked with Flash and all the OGs and Nas, and
Oh, sure.
on the show. And they're going like, it's so poor over here. It's like Dresden. It's all bombed out. We've got no music instruments. So they used to go and get these little records, and Flash worked out how to make beats go dunk 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 da dunk dunk da dunk dunk, without what the whack part they call it. And
Right,
they invent
right.
this thing. They invent this thing called hip hop, right? And they don't think it's going to go outside of the Bronx. But that year was also the year Elvis Presley died. You know,
Oh,
so
wow. Yeah,
1977 was an amazing year.
yeah.
Yeah, I've done every year of music. I worked with Jay-Z on Gatsby, doing all that music for that. That's my great joy. I work with many, many icons and all the new kids too. I love music. I'm a bit like Elvis. Elvis says in Doc, he says, I like every kind of music. I like Mexican, Spanish folk. I like opera. But he covers Dylan in it. He does Beatles. He's like
Wow.
he just loves music.
Oh man, I can't wait to see this. It's epic Elvis Presley in concert. Baz, thank you so much, man. Thanks for
No, Randy, thank you. And I hope they
uncovering
play it on the
some
bases
great
because
memories.
I tell you what, I reckon the men in the service played on bases because you know what, you'll see Elvis. He had to serve too, and he was a respectful and really empathetic, kind, and I think you're going to be surprised about the man, not the myth.
Yeah. Well, and I was just with one of your fellow Australians, celebrity chef Robert Irvine.
Hey,
Went with us to Camp Pendleton a couple of weeks ago, and he fed 350 hungry Marines. So he's doing some good work out there.
well, you know what? Let's feed him with some music.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
All right,
Baz,
man.
thank you so much.
You take care, my man.
You too.